Hello, my people. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your location. I hope everyone is doing good. I understand that the sit at home went well today in Biafraland, and I thank my people. Ndị be anyị ekenekwa m unu ndị ọma ọ ga-adịrị mma. Ekene nwoke kene nwanyị. Ọ ga-adịrị every Biafran ma unu bụ ndị nọ n'ụlọ na-eme sit at home. Anyị sokwu na-eme sit at home. Ya gazie ama m na unu ghọtara ife anyị ji eme ya bụ sit at home. Mana tupu m gaa n'iru ka m kene Olisa Chineke nwe mmadụ onye pụrụ ime ife niile. Ekenekwa m gị taa na-ayọ gị biko gị jide ka iji n'ebe ụmụnna anyị nọ. Biko nna arapụkwana onye ndu anyị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ọ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ isi afụrụ wee kwaba okpu. Biko Chineke chedokwala anyị Maazị Simon Ekpa mma eji gbuo agụ. Chedola anyị ya maka na ọnyanwa ji ọkụ a na-enwu kịta yanwa ji ejisie ya ike. Anyị niile kwu ya n'azụ. Ọ ga-adịrị ya mma taa, dịrị ya echi, dịrị ụmụ Biafra niile. Ise. My people, ndị nọ n'ụlọ, ọ ga-amalụ unu mma na Eke, malụ unu na Afọ, malụ unu na Nkwọ. Etu unu si anọ sit at home a, o juru m afọ, jukwa mmadụ niile afọ, maka na ọ dị n'ịntanet. Oge ọbụla unu mee sit at home, anyị na-afụ ya. Chukwu ga-agọzi unu. Ọ ga-agọzi nwoke, gọzie nwanyị, gọzie ma ndị nọ n'ụlọ ma ndị nọ n'ama, gọzikwuo prime minista anyị, gọzie onye ndu ebe niile ọ nọ na. Chineke na-echi nche ndị ọma, ndị ozi Chineke fa gbara ya gburugburu na-echie ife ọbụla ama eme onye ndu anyị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ndị be anyị, ọ ga-adịrị unu mma, ya gazie. Anyị obi juru anyị aṅụrị o etu unu si anọ n'ụlọ Monde niile. Ndị izu si na ekọnọmi ndị South East na sit at home na-emebi kịta Nigeria niile. Anyị amalụgo ndị na-emebi ekọnọmi. Ọkwa fa na-ebe akwa. Ngwanụ ka anyị malụzie ndị na-emebi ekọnọmi. Ọ ife dịfa mma o. My people, join me wherever you are watching. I'm waiting for Emenike. I'm waiting for Mary. Join me wherever you are. Harrison, all of you, Henry, join me. I've known you by your name now. So I will be calling you people one by one to try and join. We have come to do the needful. Biafra is our religion, and Biafra we must preach. On this platform, which is Brgie, one of the Brgie media platforms, we preach our liberty, our freedom. We do not preach hate, we do not preach violence, but that does not mean that if anyone brings any violent attack on us, that we will not defend ourselves. We Biafrans, we are liberal-minded people. We love progress, we love life, we love human beings. We have respect for home people and foreigners. That's why Biafrans, we are all over the world. There is no part of this world you will go and you will not find Biafrans. So my people, it is time for us to do the needful, and that is our self-referendum. Let us take it to another level. Let's help those who are very far and very near to vote. It is from this 1st February till May ending. We have time, but when you look at it critically, you will see that there is no time. Let us vote. Secondly, we must do fundraising. Support what we are doing. Support the Biafra Liberation Army in any way you can. Support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is the one man standing, the one leading us at the moment. He is a wonderful Prime Minister. He needs our support in every way possible. My people, join me from far and near, wherever you are watching from, so that we will start and continue with the discussion of our liberation. So before I go ahead, I must read for you people what our Prime Minister said here in his Twitter handle. He said, there will be no protest in the southeast, in Biafraland, until our declaration this year. Biafra is systematically exiting Nigeria, and we cannot protest against the result of Biafra liberation. The hardship in Nigeria is as a result of the economic strangulation imposed by the Biafran government through actions and measures that has led to many multinational companies fleeing from Nigeria. He said, Newsfair recalls, Newsfair is one of the zoo gutter media in the zoo. That's the people he refers to here as a Newsfair. Newsfair recalls that Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, barely 48 hours ago, declared a 2-day protest in Nigeria on February 27th and 28th of 2024 over the ongoing hardship in Nigeria, grappled with under the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So my people, this coming protest on the 27th and 28th, Biafrans should not join. Do you know what? The Biafrans, we have been so badly treated. During the war, when they were starving us, nobody protested on our behalf. They lied to us, no victor, no vanquish, that the war should come to an end, and the war ended. We came back, they gave us 20 pounds. As if that war was truly ended. It never did. It carried on until Wazirike started. And the Wazirike coming out gave rise to our Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who continued to carry the flag of Biafra, protesting for the ill treatment of Biafrans. They never stopped. Now, what the Biafrans decided to do, in accordance with the orders from Biafra government in exile, is to to set those pipes ablaze. And those multinational companies are now fleeing Nigeria. And that is why the zoo is going hungry. Hello, my wonderful sister. Thank you for joining. You are the first person joining me. Thank you so much. The Labour Congress have called for a protest. Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, they have called for protest by the zoo on the 27th and 28th of this February 2024. So our Prime Minister is saying that people from Southeast should not join. So if you have any contribution to make towards that, please, that is the theme of this evening broadcast. So the Southeast should not join because when they were killing Biafrans, nobody protested for us. Even as recent as this 2 weeks ago, they carried 3 armored tanks to Biafraland, buying our people. Nobody is protesting. No Nigerian ever said, stop decimating these people and sending their children to early graves. Even yesterday morning, one young Biafran man was killed in Abia State. A very young man, just walking, passing by the military. The soldiers gunned him down. Yesterday, Sunday morning. BMO, thank you so much, my lovely brother. Thank you. He said, well done, my dear lovely sister, Ada Biafra. Please, fellow great Biafrans, hit the like button. Well done. Well done. Thank you so much. And share the message so that it goes viral. Those who haven't subscribed should please do so at your own time. My people, our Prime Minister, he has not declared those 2 days, 27th and 28th of this month, he has not declared it a bank holiday, but he said that Biafrans should not come out to protest because you know these people, it is a trap. Others may protest, but I will assure you that if Biafrans come out, those unscrupulous governors will go and bring their military to start buying our people. So the Prime Minister said that Biafraland should not protest for hardship in the zoo. Because during the war when they were killing us with the help of Russia and the European countries, they never protested. None of them ever protested that what they are doing to their neighbor is not good. When they left our children dying for hunger, nobody protested for us. Now that they are bringing down all the buildings of Biafrans all over the zoo, nobody protested. Burning our businesses, nobody protested. Rather, they went ahead. So we don't trust the zoo. They may call for this protest, and maybe before that day, they will call it off, and our people will go innocently to protest, and they will start buying them. So our Prime Minister says no protest in Biafraland for hardship in the zoo. So another very important message I have for everyone here is that on the 21st of this month, there will be a space conference between our Prime Minister and Ambazonian Mr. Dr. Cho Ayeba, and the World Conference will be held. All the what are they called? The journalists will be there to interview them. So you are all encouraged and advised not to miss it. My people, it is going to be a very powerful one. You know, it is going to be a powerful message on that day.
Mr. Chairman,
listen to this.
Secretary to the conference, distinguished delegates, I will be very brief. There will be no padding. I wish to thank the President for this opportunity for re-engineering the country. We should go straight to
the person talking now was a man who was in the zoo some years ago talking about he said here the difference is that we are here today to make it possible for Biafra to come and become the beginning of civilization in Africa. This one was written by our Prime Minister. But this man was talking about what he read from a book written by Shagari during Shagari time. And that was somehow directed to Nigeria government by the man talking. I've forgotten his name, but I have heard him talk about this. But our Prime Minister posted this today. So he's posting it in terms of making reference to what happened in the past and how this sort of thing would help, propel Biafra to its existence and our establishment of our nation. So let us listen to it.
Mr. Chairman, Secretary to the conference, distinguished delegates, I will be very brief. There will be no padding. I wish to thank the President for this opportunity for re-engineering the country. And we should go straight to say that the problem we have in this country is because we are suffering from mental slavery. Over 300 years ago, our parents sold our brothers and sisters into slavery. 300 years later, we are not different. We are still selling ourselves into slavery. There is no originality in this country. This is the root of the problem. Those days, the price was the slaves were trinkets, meat, gunpowder.
Sorry, let me start this all over again because
Mr. Chairman, conference, distinguished delegates, I will be very brief. There will be no padding. I wish to thank the President for this opportunity for re-engineering the country. I wish to go straight to say that the problem we have in this country is because we are suffering from mental slavery. Over 300 years ago, our parents sold our brothers and sisters into slavery. 300 300 years later, we are not different. We are still selling ourselves into slavery. There is no originality in this country. This is the root of the problem we have. Those days, the price for the slaves were trinkets, beads, gunpowder, gin, thank you very much, and so on. The price today is foreign aid. The price today is political influence. The problem we have is not of...
Please, Diane, could you help me to confirm if you are hearing this sound very well? Because sometimes after my program, I'll discover that some of the things I play, they don't sound well. Please, thank you for helping. Just to confirm that you're hearing the voice of this speaker very well. Hello, Diane, are you there? DMO, are you hearing the sound of this person I'm playing very well? Kindly help to confirm whether you are hearing him loud and clear. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you for confirming.
Our own making. And unless we address those issues, our collusion with the colonial master...
Hello, blessed. One name, you are welcome.
Look all around. Look at the ceiling. There is nothing that is new, nothing indigenous in this hall. The country itself is not indigenous. Even the coup, we are blaming the military. Even the coups that we have is not of our own making. I believe there is the author of one of the books I have read in this conference who stated that the idea of a coup was first suggested in one of the military conferences attended in America. I will go straight to read, with your permission, Mr. Chairman, what the respected Alhaji Shehu Shagari has put in his book. And I ask every member here to get that book, because I know most members here have the book written by Clinton, but they have not put the book, they have not published the book written by Haji Shehu Shagari. And I'm going to quote what he has written.
You see what he is saying? That he will tell them what he has read from a book written by Shehu Shagari, but that he is sure that so many of them there has bought and read the book written by Bill Clinton of America. But the one written by a fellow Nigerian, they haven't read it. And this is one of the colonial mentality and colonial slavery. Our people are always, hobnobbing with foreign things, ignoring anything made by their own people, Hello?
Hello, my sister. How are you doing? Good evening.
Yeah, you are on speaker. Do you want to talk to Biafrans?
Yes, so Biafrans trying to talk to Biafrans.
Yes. Go on, speak.
How's everything?
Oh, thank you so much. We thank God.
Glory be to God, ma. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. The link you sent to me that time, I've been battling on how to, vote, but it's not easy. I don't know. Even when I put it on, I don't know. It can be when I put it or like click on the link.
Okay, if it is about your voting, I will send you the link once I finish with this program. I thought you are talking about the program we have now.
No.
Okay, I will send it.
But you sent the link to me before, right?
I will send you a different one. There's a different one we have now that will tell you step by step how to do it.
Okay. Let me go back and watch the program that you're having now.
Okay, you can join us. Join us. All right. Thank you. Sorry, my people. He is one of us. He wants to vote. And I sent him the link. He's not getting through it.
Good. A Greek professor marched to an international agency in Geneva. He told me his opinion of why West Europeans were supporting the rebellion against Nigeria. It was, he said, common among Westerners to sympathize with the underdog.
What he is reading out now is what Shagari wrote in his book, not the person talking that is, that is saying what this thing. The man reading out is the one reading out to us what he read from Shagari. So I continue to play.
This case happens to be the Eastern Igbo. But what is even more important to the West was that Nigeria was a potential rival power in Africa, a force which had to be checked before it becomes a threat to Western European interests on the continent. The Biafran challenge, accordingly, provided a suitable opportunity to trim Nigeria's growing wings. He said that according to certain estimates, Nigeria was sitting on a keg of oil, which, given a suitable condition, would make it so rich in just 10 years, that is by 1978, that Nigeria would not require any aid from Europe.
Do you people understand it? BMO. He is reading out from Shagari's book. And he said that Shagari wrote there that one of the times he went on a conference in Geneva, a white man, was talking to him about the problem of Nigeria. That the people of the Western world, which you all know, are saying that Nigeria as a whole is a threat to their interest and benefit in Africa. That Biafra war, the way they did not support them, is a way to clip the wings of Nigeria. Because if they allow Nigeria to grow as fast as they are going, in the next 10 years, that they will be able to challenge the West. So this thing he's reading out here was what he read from Shagari's book. So let me continue. What a white man told Shagari during one of the conferences he attended in Geneva.
Indeed, Nigeria would be in a position to assist other African countries, especially the poorer ones, and thus undermine an important basis on which European influence was exercised over them. I underline that. He did not therefore think that Europe would stand idly by and watch Nigeria become to Africa what the United Nations had become to Western Europe. The rebel enclave, on the other hand, could be encouraged to become a rich but small and manageable African country, which will still be dependent on the West, just as some small oil-rich Arab countries have been. Finally, Finally, he assured me that whatever happens in the future, the West would never allow Nigeria to develop to a position where its wealth and power threaten West European interests in Africa. Mr. Chairman, I don't need any comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, my people, you have heard that. Wow, Emenike is here. You're welcome, my brother. What I was playing, before you came in, was a voice of a man who was reading out from the book he read, written by Shagari during his time. And this very book, the way he read it out, was written by Shagari, and he underlined a particular paragraph where Shagari was telling how a man in Geneva, thank you so much, how a man in Geneva, a white man, was telling him that the Western world is against Nigeria and that they want to bring Nigeria down. But on the contrary, our Prime Minister said that the difference this book that this man is reading out to them today have made is that it will make it possible for Biafra to come. Yes. In the midst of all this, the basic thing that we must all hold so dear is that the Biafran liberation is here. Yes. Today, our Prime Minister, in his Twitter handle, gave an order based on the protest arranged by Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress. They arranged that protest to take place on the 27th and 28th of February. And they said February this 2024. Yes. Greetings, Hygienist. You are welcome. My great brother. Thank you so much. Emenike, yes, all is working for Biafra. So our Prime Minister said that of that very protest, Southeasterners, we are not complaining for hardship. We should not protest along the Zoo Nation on the 27th and on the 28th. Why? Because when they were killing Biafrans, hello, Henry, my brother. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. So, when they were killing Biafrans during the war, blocking Biafrans, all the relief being brought to us by the people that recognize Biafra, they blocked it in Lagos, blocked all the airspace so that nobody could bring relief to us. Then they were not saying anything. They never said a word. They never protested. So, but now that they are crying, we cannot protest with them. We are used to endurance. 1970, Babawo gave us 20 pounds when he was Accountant General in Yakubu Gowon's government. Any amount any Biafra will bring back, you will get 20 pounds. Nobody protested that time. We were wallowing in hardship and hunger. they never protested. Why should we join them to protest? That is one. And secondly, on the 21st of this month, which is next tomorrow, or in 3 days' time, just check and know the date. 21st of this month, there will be a conference on Twitter Space. Everybody should download it. On Twitter Space, between our Prime Minister and Dr. Chill Ayaba of Abazonia. And world journalists will all be there to question them, and they will be responding. It is going to be very historical, a very topical issue that they will be discussing about. Because as you all know, Amazonia and Biafra, we are in alliance with each other. And we are going through the same marginalization and treatment. On Wednesday. Thank you, Emenike. That's why I always want you around, because you are working with me directly. You always, whenever I don't see you, I don't feel very comfortable. So, our Prime Minister said it is the idea of Brgie government to exit, the zoo. And for that reason, nobody should protest, because we are giving it woto to them, blowing up all the pipeline. So it is the economic strangulation. Yes. I was on the space this morning, and so many people were there. Everybody were saying their own, and they were saying that the Yorubas allow these people to destroy their hope. When Shetima was talking with Kunle, yes, they started demolishing Igbo's businesses and Igbo's economy. That is why their economy is failed, and there is hunger everywhere, because that is economic strangulation. Igbo business produces a lot of income to the state. So some of the people were of the opinion that if the Fulanis who are giving them instruction to demolish and burn Biafra business in Lagos, why didn't they start in their own state? And their own state is calm. Yes, nobody is breaking or bulldozing houses there or burning businesses there, and their own is okay. Now they are able, yes, it was Stella's space. Were you there? Okay, did you hear when I talked? You must have. So, everybody, people were saying their opinion, and many of us agreed that we should talk to our people not to join that 27 and 28 protest. It is not for us. Because when we are crying, they are crying us, nobody protested. Yes, nobody protested. And we know that they have a bilateral interest in this very zoo. We are exiting. So one of our space members there said that these people are like cancer. And we all know that cancer has no cure. So the only way you cure cancer is to cut it off. And for us to cut our own cancer off is to live. We are leaving the zoo. You know? So, as the title of that space gathering goes, it says the real cause of insecurity in Nigeria and Biafraland. And the summary of the whole thing, they said one of the causes is dangerous diversity. This dangerous diversity is that when you do something in the north, you will not be punished. When you steal money in the north, they will tell you snake and the monkey have stolen the money. Money that is under somebody's custody. Another person will steal it. Malami stole $2.8 billion. Nobody is talking about Malami today. Abba Kyari did all he did with hush puppy. American government said that they should bring Abba Kyari, the super cop. Nobody took him, sent him to America. Now, as a policeman, he did everything he did, committed all the atrocities and crimes, went to Owerri, spied everybody dead. Nothing happened to him. They put him in prison for only 3 months. Now, our Onyendu is going to be there for almost 3 years now. And nobody is saying anything to him. So, that diversity is very, very dangerous to us. When you commit a little offense, they will, as a Southerner, they will imprison you. That is if you are still alive. So some people had that opinion that the dangerous diversity, yes, even, rat also chops money in the zoo. Yes. So one guy was of the opinion that it is the Western world that is our problem, America and Europe. He said that they are the real reason of insecurity in the zoo. But now they are hungry. The zoo is hungry. When they are remembering that Southeast are not talking. You know, they kept saying that the people from Southeast are not saying anything, that they are not talking, that there must be a reason why people of Southeast are not saying a word. What do they want us to say? Professor Yusuf asked that question, that the Southeasterners should tell us the secret of the reason why we are keeping quiet. There is no secret. One of the known secrets is because when we cry, they don't talk. So now that they are crying, we should also apply the same to them. You understand? So they are the reason why our Onyendu was kidnapped. One of them said at the Twitter space, Southeast must not join the protest. Yes, it is a setup. One of our sisters there said that this protest is a setup. When our people are there protesting, they may even cancel it the next minute so that the military will start buying our people. So all Biafrans, talk to your people back home and the home people that will receive this very message. On the 28th of this month and 27th, do not join any Nigeria protest. We are not Nigerians, we are Biafrans. Do not join their protest. Not at all. It is not meant for us. Because now they know that we are going to get our liberation using the international law, the way Ukraine used it in 1991 to get their referendum. and many other countries. That's the same way we are going to use it to restore Biafra. Nobody should allow anybody to sway them into protesting. We can never protest. We will ignore them. You know, when you ignore people, it is more painful. Yes, it pains and hurts human beings when you ignore them to show them that they are not relevant. When people is dancing in your front, you are not cheering them up. You are not even talking to them. You just walk and pass. That will be so painful. It will hurt them to their bone marrow. But if you keep fighting with them or talking with them or telling them don't do this or don't do that like a child, that's when they will feel important. So you make a fool of a foolish person. We will never participate in that very zoological protest because we are Biafrans. We have no business with people in the zoo. We are Biafrans. Yes. Let me play this once more.
Mr. Chairman, Secretary to the Conference, distinguished delegates, I will be very brief. There will be no padding. I wish to thank the President for this opportunity for re-engineering the country. I wish to go straight to say that the problem we have in this country is because we are suffering from mental slavery. Over 300 years ago, our parents sold our brothers and sisters into slavery. 300 years later, we are not different. We are still selling ourselves into slavery.
So what he is saying now, 300 years ago, our people were sold into slavery. Emenike and the rest of you, I don't know if you knew about this thing I'm going to talk about now. The history had it that in those days, when they were selling people for slavery, they will only give them beads, according to this man, and hot drinks that they will bring for the chiefs then. You can imagine 300 years ago. It's not too long ago, though. They sold our people, and all the people, the way they were being maltreated. If you are sick in the ship, they will just throw you alive into the ocean, and the sharks and the sea animals will eat the person up. So one of the persons who serve as a chief or their elder in that ship spoke to them in Igbo language that they should all jump into the ocean, that they can never be a slave to anybody. From there, they marked our people. We are very stubborn people, both men and women. You know about women riot. We are not the people, yes, we are not the kind of people anybody gets for a ride. You understand? So, it still persists till today. You cannot take us for slavery. This mental slavery has gone on for far too long. Our people cannot continue to be slaves to anybody. at all. We have our own lives. It is Biafra first. So let me continue to play this man because it's good for anybody to listen to this man and use it to advise themselves, especially for those enablers, for those saboteurs, especially the governors who are enabling the Fulanis. I will still come to that because Enugu State Governor, I think he's the one that is now trying to overtake Hope Uzodimma.
There is no originality in this country. This is the root of the problem we have.
He said that there is no originality. You cannot come to any part of the zoo and you will say that this is what we use in remembering our ancestors. Like a monumental house or a palace where you can come and see a historical thing that will remind you of what our forefathers look like or how they used to live their life. Everything is imported. A whole oil producing country, they have nothing historical. Everything is imported. There is no proper trading standard that can tell you, don't buy this or don't buy that. It is not of a sellable standard. Anything goes in the zoo.
Those days, the price for the slaves were trinkets, beads, gunpowder, gin, thank you very much, and so on.
Did you hear that? He said in those days, slaves, that's human beings, were only sold for an exchange of a bead and trinket. And somebody reminded him, bottle of gin and gunpowder, that's all. Why you will sell your own child or sell your own sister or brother? It's like today, people are selling, they will have children. I saw the other day as I was going through the news, I saw a woman in Anambra. She says she has 10 children. She brought out 2 boys out of those 2 children to sell them for 2 million, 1 million each. The woman that was interviewing her asked her, why do you want to sell your children? She said that they are hungry and that she has 10. So she took out 2 to sell, to raise the rest of the 8. Yes, even mirror, exactly. So she told them, but she doesn't know that those people were going to arrest her. And she told them all the stories. And they told her, how did you come about this very idea? She said, oh, my neighbor said that she sold one of her children. They asked her, how many children has your neighbor got? She said that one has 7 children. So she sold 1. And she asked her how much. She said 1 million. So she now said that she wants to sell her own 2 boys for 2 million because they are boys. So the woman interviewing that very seller, child seller, she said, this my daughter here, she's 21, she's not doing anything after secondary school. So I will give her 1 million to start business. So you can imagine the level people have, degenerated to because of hardship in Nigeria, selling their own children. But look at how much, just like a gift to Oyibo man, that's your child. When you sell your child, you will not know what that child is going to be subjected to, the kind of treatment that person you are selling is going to be used for. Let's read what our sister Diane said. Nigeria was built on lies and propaganda. So you don't need anything good from such a country. That's very sad indeed. Yes, and my brother Emenike said it's very terrible for a woman to bring her own 2 children in the 21st century to sell because of hunger. And we have a country, they have presidents there, they have vice, they have all the constituencies, representatives called senators. Now, my people, she didn't know that they asked the children, how do you feel? Do you understand that they are going to sell you? The 2 boys said yes, crying, that they don't want to be sold. You know, this is what is happening in the zoo. The way they subject people into abject poverty and hardship. So let me continue to play this man because I am learning something from him.
The price today is foreign aid. The price today is political influence.
Yes, he said that the price of this our mental slavery today is aid, foreign aid. You understand? When they give you foreign aid, you just know that you can never say no to any of their demands. Yes. Now, they have sold our people, but nobody knows. There's a time I showed here on this very platform where one man was telling us how America, a group of people say that they have bought organs of all Nigerians. Can you imagine that? And they want to come and build hospital. And one doctor that was in that meeting, Ekpa Madu was there in that meeting. One doctor insisted that you can never do that in his own country. That they are not in agreement with that. Ekpa Madu was sent. Which other senator? And all the senators they sent that time were senators from Southeast. You can never see one Fulani senator to go to that kind of horrible meeting to agree that that hospital, American hospital, will be brought and established in Nigeria. The guy said no, that he's not a party to that, that sort of agreement will never take place. Because when they come to build their hospital in Nigeria, anybody that gets into that hospital, your organs will be harvested and you will just go home and die. So let's listen to this, our brother again.
The problem we have is not of our own making. And unless we address those issues, our collusion with the colonial masters is going to cause us more problems. If we look all around, look at the ceiling, there is nothing that is new, nothing indigenous in this hall. The country itself is not indigenous. Even the coup, we are blaming the military. Even the coup that we have is not of our own making. I believe there is the author of one of the books I have read in this conference who stated that the idea of a coup was first suggested in one of the military conferences attended in America.
Did you hear that? That one of the books he read said that the military coup was not it was not originated from our homeland, but from America, because they don't want Nigeria to go ahead. Hello, my wonderful sister. Thank you so much, Mary, for joining. Thank you. You are welcome. We are going through this man's advice to the government, because this conference took place in Abuja some years ago, and this man was talking sense into every one of them. I've forgotten his name, but I could recall that I have heard this before.
I will go straight to read, with your permission, Mr. Chairman, what the respected Alhaji Shehu Shagari has put in his book. And I ask every member here to get that book, because I know most members here have the book written by Clinton, but they have not put the book, they have not bought the book written by Alhaji Shehu Shagari. And I'm going to quote what he has written. Quote, I was particularly struck by a conversation I had with a Greek professor attached to an international agency in Geneva.
He said that Shagari quoted in his book that he was shocked of a comment made by a Greek professor, an agency that came to a meeting in Geneva some years ago. You could recall when Shagari ruled. And let's hear what that man told Shagari, because he's quoting from a book written by Shagari, which he urged everybody present there to go and buy.
He told me his opinion of why West Europeans were supporting the rebellion against Nigeria. It was, he said, common among Westerners to sympathize with the underdog in any dispute, which in this case happens to be the Eastern Igbo.
Hello, Henry. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Make your comments respectfully and constructively. As usual, this platform is where we preach the gospel of Biafra. And every comment you make goes to educate other Biafrans, as I would take time to read it out for them to hear what our brothers and sisters are thinking about.
But what's even more important to the West was that Nigeria was a potential rival power in Africa.
So the man that spoke to Shagari, the Greek professor in Geneva during the time of Shagari, spoke to Shagari, and Shagari said in his book that he was shocked and surprised to what that man told him. And this man is reading it out. What the person told him, that the West are thinking about Nigeria, that Nigeria is becoming a potential threat to their authorities and powers, just in a nutshell.
Which has to be checked before it becomes a threat to Western European interests on the continent. The Biafran challenge, accordingly, provided a suitable opportunity to trim Nigeria's growing wings.
Did you hear that? That the Biafra challenge during 1967 and 1970, that it was a way to trim Nigeria wings. That war. That's why they're always giving us equipment to buy ourselves. But they have good equipment in their hospitals to make their own people well. This is why some of these our leaders should be given Jerry Rawlings treatment. Because when Jerry Rawlings came in Ghana, you know what he did to all of them. If you don't know, go and ask.
He said that according to certain estimates, Nigeria was sitting on a keg of oil, which, given a suitable condition, would make it so rich in just 10 years, that is by 1978, that Nigeria would not require any aid from Europe.
Have you seen it? You know, the colonization era and the neo-colonialism is the plan they have how to deal with our people. Yes, they know that though we are now out of the shackles of their colonial influence, they introduce neo-colonialism. Yes, and it's like when somebody goes into secondary school and they will call them fresher. If you get to class 2, class 3, they will say they will have to cut you wings because you will now start behaving like a real secondary school student, that your wings needs to be cut so that you don't come and start behaving like a big girl or big boy. That's clipping the wings of Nigeria because they sit on the keg of oil. Thank you so much, Dominic. Thank you. So, my people, you see, oh, really? It's not responding. Okay, I will give it to you again, and I would like you to call now if I give it to you so that I will know whether it's ringing or not. Are you ready to take it? Yes. Indicate whether you are ready to take it so that I'll give it out again. So, my people, as I was saying,
Indeed, Nigeria would be in a position to assist other African countries, especially the poorer ones, and thus undermine an important basis on which European influence was exercised over them.
you see what they are saying, that if Nigeria grows wings and starts expanding in their power and in their might and everything, they will start helping other Africans. Then they will lose their grip on Africans. You can imagine. So, as I'm going round and round, the nitty-gritty of my report every day is that we need to vote and get rid of any external influence, or anyone that is actually going to keep us down. We must vote. Ukraine did it. Other countries did it. No more wars, no more fighting. But if they come to fight us, we defend ourselves. Now, so my people, they talk more. So, these people, they will stop at nothing. Yes, my brother, Dominic, take the number. Is +44 77 06 75575. Let me give it out again. +44 77 06 75575. My sister Mary said something. Let Biafrans in the north and Yoruba land never join in the protest on the 27th and 28th. 27th of this month and 28th of February. Thank you. He said those Biafrans who have the spirit of Biafra children and elders. Yes, 1967 to 1970. Yes, they will be sad. So what my sister is trying to say is exactly what I have told you people. She is trying to tell you people not to join the protest on the 27th and 28th of February 2024. And she's trying to remind you people that the spirit of our people who were fired during the time, both children and elders, who died in 1967 to 1970, will not be happy. They will be very sad. So Biafrans back home in the homeland, do not join any protest. When we were being fired, they never protested on our behalf. We can't protest for them. Recently, February last year, they threatened us by Oluomo. He said if any one of us should ever vote another person that is not Tinubu, that they will push us into Lagoon. So why would we now join them to protest? Our people are not expected to protest. You know, people who don't like you, you also don't like them. Sonny si no onye nguli alu Sonny ya nguli kwuolie. Wow, that the number is not recognized. Okay, hold on. Let me check it out. Let me check the number out for you. It's +44 77. Okay, yeah. I made a mistake. Sorry, my dear. And this was the number I gave to people yesterday. Wow, who am I seeing? My brother on stage. How are you? I miss you so much. I hope you have been well all this while you were not showing up. How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. So, Uzoma, it is +77 06 70 5575. I missed 0. Sorry about that. And I hope that those who watched yesterday and asked for the number should correct the one I gave them. Let me repeat it again. +4477 06 70 5575. No protest in Biafraland. And another important information is that our Prime Minister and Dr. Chio Ayaba of Ambazonia will be on Twitter Space on the 21st of this month, Biafra time, 8 p.m. Everybody must download Twitter and join them. Thank you, my people. Thank you for correcting me, Uzoma. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We did not therefore think that Europe would stand idle by and watch Nigeria become to Africa what the United Nations had become to Western Europe.
Did you hear that? That they cannot sit and watch by. What does that tell you, people? That they are the reason of the unrest in the zoo, not Biafrans. It's not us.
On the other hand, would be encouraged to become a rich but small and manageable African country.
You see, look at that word, that they can make it to be a small, manageable African country. Yes, they believe that God created us for them to manage us. We have no brain. Are we going to give them that satisfaction? The answer is no. They have chased us out from our country to become their servants all over the world. But when Biafra comes, it will not be that way. It will not. Go and ask people from Burkina Faso. They are all happy now that Traore is there, developing everywhere for them. Yes, Northerners said before that protest is haram. Why do they want Southeast to participate in their haram? Are you telling me? This Professor Yusuf said, oh, I don't know whether you read it, Wilson. They said, oh, Southeast is quiet. What is the secret behind their quietness? Thank you, Zoma. I have corrected it. One number was missing, and that was 705575. Yeah. If you call it now as I'm talking now, it will ring and I will answer you. You can talk to our people. Anybody that wants to call should call and speak to our people. You know, because it's good. When so many people, I was on space today and I enjoyed it. Everybody was given the microphone to speak and people will say their mind, you know, so that I will not be the only voice talking. Anybody that wishes to call should call and speak to Biafrans. You know, I dedicate this number to Biafran everything because Biafra must come. Biafra is here. Our Prime Minister must be supported. He is doing everything he possibly could to ensure that this Biafra comes. Because as you all know, they've made him all sorts of offers. He's not listening to anybody. He wants to make history. And that history he has made because Biafra is here. Let's finish this man's interesting story.
Still be dependent on the West, just as some small oil-rich Arab countries have been. Finally, he assured me that whatever happens in the future, the West would never allow Nigeria to develop to a position where its wealth and power threaten West and interest in Africa.
Did you hear that? Let me take it back a bit.
In the future, the West would never allow Nigeria to develop to a position
that the West will never allow Nigeria to develop to the extent that it will threaten the position of the West and Europe in Africa, their interest. So we are not human beings, we have no interest. It is only their own interest in what God gave to us.
Chairman, I don't need any comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You see how people were clapping. That piece of paragraph in Shehu Shagari's book makes a lot of sense. That tiny paragraph makes a lot of sense because what he told us here does not represent the whole book that he read, just a paragraph of what that Greek man told him. Because that Greek man was giving Shagari an expo. Yes. So, my people, in all this, we should all ask ourselves, do we have an exit route? And the answer is yes. And what is that exit route? To get Biafra. Because since the West does not want to see Nigeria to progress or to disintegrate, that fragmentation will lead to us getting our own little nation, Biafra. And we should all vote to give us the number we need. Yes, Wilson, Biafra are more than conquerors. Never. Yes, we should all say never. So, like Emenike was there, he said he was there at the space in the morning. Stella summarized her space this morning this way. She said, because the title in that space was The Real Cause of Insecurity in Nigeria and the Biafraland. The summary was like this. Number one, she said, bad economy, and uneducated people created by the North, those they call the Alamajiris that don't go to school and they don't understand. It is part of the insecurity because whenever they go to the mosque to radicalize them, they fall for it without asking questions. And the third reason why there is insecurity in the zoo is police and army. The government is using military. So you can imagine how many years ago that Shagari ruled. That warning that that Greek professor gave Shagari in Geneva is now playing out. That's why when you talk, EU will not listen to you. UN will not listen to you because fragmentation and destruction of Nigeria is their primary aim because of their interest in Africa. So somebody also said that fourth reason is dangerous diversity. You all know what that dangerous diversity is. When a Fulani man does anything in the north, it is not a crime. But if you do it in the west or in the south, it will become crime. And that dangerous diversity is Islamization and Fulanization of the zoo by the Fulanese using the military. Another reason was unemployment, no electricity, no hospitals, bad roads. And another person said that Europe and America is also the reason, as this man read out. That's why I use this man's write-up, because our Prime Minister, this, as I told you people, this was during the time of Shagari, but our Prime Minister displayed this on his Twitter handle this morning. Let me read what our sister says, Mary. From 18 years old upwards, as a Biafran in any part of the globe, have to vote for Biafra referendum and also donate. Exactly, my sister. This self-referendum and donation is our key exit route right now. Donation and our self-referendum voting. It is electronic. You can use your smartphone at your convenience and do it. Please, my people. So, as this summary goes, they also talked about the amalgamation. The amalgamation expired in 2014, and they are still holding everybody together. The center of this amalgamation can no longer hold, and things have now started falling apart, and they are no longer at ease. But our protests, they will not see. We will not be there. We have protested, and when we protested, they find our brothers and sisters. They will never see us on the street. Rather, we will prefer to sit at home. Another person suggested that the name Nigeria should be eradicated, that even God is angry with Nigeria. The way they are decimating people, sending everybody to their early graves. My people, we have all heard it. We have all heard it. You know, ndị Igbo tụrụ inu si na ntị o egbuoli ewu before ọnụ ife a na-agwụ ya. When are we going to learn? We have to learn from here. You know, in the Bible, because we are all Christians in the South, not all of us, some are unbelievers, but I have nothing against anybody. We are all entitled to where we want to belong. But in the Bible, we remember that during the time that Moses came to liberate the children of Israelites, an angel was said to be passing in the night. They went one by one, educating each and every one of them what they should do, that they should kill a ram and rub the blood on their door. They did not make any announcement. They were talking to each other the way we are talking now, telling ourselves that we need our own blood, our lamb, the blood to be on the door. So that blood of the lamb on the door for us now is our self-referendum. Vote and help others to vote if you can. Help people to vote. Please, my people, this voting represents that blood of the Lamb on our door for us to achieve what we want. And when that angel of doom came, if he comes to your door and sees that blood, it will pass. And we are buying the evil ones. So, my people, no protest for Biafrans. Even if you are in Lagos or in Kaduna or Kano, do not join the protest. Don't. My brother Wilson said, voting for Biafra self-referendum is a task that must be done. Yes, anybody that wants Biafra, whether you donate or not, that we should all endeavor to donate. Whether you donate or not, what is needed is for you to vote for this self-referendum. Thank you, Brother Emenike. Yes, is thumbs up into 5 places for you people to vote. This video, try and listen to it time and time again and know where your problem is coming from. And think of how you will solve it. So I will leave you now and see you tomorrow again. This time, I love you all and say may God bless you people for joining me, Emenike Wilson, and the rest of you, Diane and Mary. God bless you, Henry, Uzoma. God bless you all for joining me. Bye for now. Chetakwa na onye ndị ilo gba gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya che mgbe niile. Ndị Biafra. Yes. In the book of Revelation, if you don't have the code, you won't buy or sell. Your voting receipt can do that. Thank you, Emenike. God bless you all. All hail Biafra.